everyone. I know it's kind of late at night and there's probably no one around, but I just wanted to come out and do a little bit of finishing up on this dresser because we're almost done. So since I talked to you last, I filled some holes, some little scrapes that I had in this one, and I sanded it back off with a 220 grit. I did wax these, so the dark wax is in the frame. I put new handles on. These handles are really neat. They're kind of a little bit of a steampunk look. They're pretty neat. I wanted this dresser to look a little bit more masculine, so that was the look that I'm going for. Now, one of the things that happens when you have old hardware like this that came off of it, right? And these plates go on the end, each end. So this is an old dresser, well, older, probably 40 years old, 50 years old. These were measured in inches. So your holes for these would be in inches. So this is 5 inches from screw hole to screw hole. Now the trouble is when you go to replace them like we did with this, because I did go to Lee Valley and I looked at I don't know how many hundred types of handles there, and they didn't have this one. If they did, I would have gotten 2 more because this dresser was missing 2. So I had to change them all. So I got these. And the trouble with these is that they're in millimeters, and I'm in Canada, and everything is in metric here. So going from 5 inches to millimeters, it's just going to be like 1 millimeter out as far as your screw hole, maybe 2. These are 128 millimeter, and that's pretty standard for, well, the 5-inch ones all fit this pretty much. You just have to make a little bit of a bigger hole. And I did get these knobs that match. They're really cool. So I like that. I did some dark waxing in here. This whole top 6 drawers are done. The bottom 3 drawers are not done. So I wanted to show you the solution for this little dilemma with these drawer pulls, because you will run into this quite a lot if you're in any country that has switched to metric in the last, I don't know, 50 years. So if I tried to put this handle on right now, the holes look like they would line up, but they actually wouldn't. They're going to be a little bit off. So what you need to do is you need to widen one of the holes, or you can widen both of them. Maybe 1 millimeter, or widen one on this side, 2 millimeters. It's up to you how you want to do it. And this is a little doomajiggy that you need. This is called a rat file. And a rat file is just, it's like a pencil, but it has the sharp edges to file wood. So this is what you do, and I hope you can see. You would take it and you would file it away. I think I have pre-prepped this one. It's easier to do when the drawer is actually sitting on the thing than not. So once you do that, you try your screw. You put one side in, keep it half loose, and then put your other screw in and just move it around until you feel it catch that hole, and then it's done. So that's how you can go from old hardware that was done in inches to hardware done in metric. If you're in the States and you're still on the old standard measurement, you don't have to worry about all that stuff. But in Canada, I think England, Australia, New Zealand, there's a whole bunch of countries that are metric now. So, okay, so but what I need to do with this is, I had this dresser painted, or I mean this drawer painted, but because I decided that I wanted to fill in the holes that were there, I wanted it to be a nice surface. I sanded it down, like I said, with a 220, and now I just need to take a little bit of paint and do exactly what we did the other day. which is take your paint on your pointed brush, put a little bit in the corners. And what I'm going to do is just give this whole interior here two brand new coats. And that way it covers up all of your patchwork. This is stuff called Drydex. This wall, it's drywall patch actually. And then the Drydex goes on pink. And it dries in about an hour. I always leave it longer just to make sure it's good and dry. But the Drydex goes on fairly, it goes on pre-hot pink, and then when it's dry, it turns white. So you know that you can then take it and sand it down, but you don't want to sand it down. And then we're going to go side to side and in here. So this is like a first coat, because this coat is the first coat over the drywall mud for the Drydex. Some people call it drywall mud, some people call it patch. I call it drywall mud because a lot of drywallers use this sort of stuff by the gallon. So I'm going to go in here too. I haven't done any wax on this drawer because I wanted to paint it first. So, and I knew that I had to repaint it. So we're just going to smoosh it in. My brush is a little dry, so I'm going to give it a squirt of water. This is just a mister, and what it does is it will keep your paint really moist because I don't want it feeling sticky. If you start feeling your paint sticky, like I said before, you're going to leave brush marks. But this way, so that is my first coat, and it looks really nice. It's always going to look a little different, and then your second coat will cover everything over that you've just done. So you can see a little bit of it showing through, but that's fine. Now, this had a broken runner down here, and what I did was I took a tube of No More Nails glue. It has a little squirt top on the top, and I pulled the wood apart slightly, glued inside in between the two pieces, and then I put a little clamp on it overnight. So that is rock solid. And then I also took wax, just ordinary furniture wax, or you could buy beeswax, or even a candle if you have a candle that's junky and you don't mind using, and just run it along the runners. And that makes the drawers slide in and out really easily again, because over time these things get super dried out. And also what I'll do before, look, that's not in the runner. What I'll do before this one is posted is I will take all the drawers out. I usually do this beforehand, but I forgot. I'll take all the drawers out, take my vacuum everything out. I'll probably, you know, just lightly sand a little bit around the edges if I need to. Here, I don't know if you can see this from way over there. So when you're doing drawer edges, you want to always paint in about maybe 1 inch to 1.5 inches. Just paint in so that when the drawer is pulled out, so you see there, I purposely left this bit. I'll pull it a little closer. Okay, so this way. Yeah. You can see there it's fine, and there was mist. So I wanted to do that to show you that when you close the drawer, or if you have one drawer out and not the other, it will show up. So you always want to paint in all the way down about 1 inch to 1.5 inches. And that just tidies it up for when you do pull a drawer out. It doesn't look like somebody missed painting something. Okay, so we'll put that look back in. Somehow, like so. Okay. So the other thing was these lower shelves here. I don't know if you can see that. These lower shelves here, I haven't finished doing the black wax on. So again, I'll show you these. This has a bunch of junk in it. Alright, so I haven't waxed these with the black wax yet, or it's antiquing wax, but it's pretty much black wax. Now before I had said that I didn't want any wax on this part, that I wanted to leave this, but I've decided to do this whole frame in a little bit of black wax, and it's just a bit, and it just shades it. You'll see when I do the proper pictures of this, you'll see how it's shaded in here, and it just gives it a little bit more of an antique look. So I'm going to put this on. You don't need to really be afraid of it. If you want, you can put a bit of clear wax on your brush, or put a bit of clear wax underneath to wipe off if you really thought you had too much. But if I thought I had too much, I could always wipe this right away. And if that was not doing the trick, I would just take some clear wax on a paper or a cloth and clean it up a little bit. So that is how that's done. And I'm going to go just inside this area here now. Just inside to catch a little bit of that, so that it looks a little bit more antique. I don't know if that's showing up on the camera very well, but a little bit in there. Now I'm going to take a cloth and wipe this a little bit back. I don't want it to be too much out here. Just a little bit. You just want a hint so that it looks like I'm taking it with wax. Like this is always kind of meant to make it look like it's been old, sitting around dusty, you know, kind of sitting around in dirt for 100 years kind of thing. The top, I did my barnwood, my faux barnwood, so I'm not going to show you that on this video, but when I get this piece all completely finished up tomorrow, I'll be taking proper pictures, and I will post those on the Facebook site, and also post this video as well to the YouTube channel. So make sure you just subscribe to the YouTube channel, because that way you can see all these in sequence. I put them on playlists, so there'll be part 1, part 2, part 3 of each piece we do. The next piece we're doing is a beautiful wine hutch. You can just see a tiny little bit of it over here. And that one is going to be a beautiful piece. It's going to be a little bit more work than doing a dresser, but as far as this wax here is concerned, I think I've pretty much got it. I'll just probably go over it again in the light tomorrow. I'll open the shop drawers and I'll just make sure that I've got enough wax to make it look exactly how I want it to look. And then once I'm finished and I'm happy with everything, we'll make sure we detail it by cleaning it out, put on the other handle, and then it's done, and that's it. So I'm hoping that you learned a lot from these videos. I really wanted to show you the difference in the handle measurements though, because I know a lot of people buy these old pieces and then they want to put new hardware on, but the hardware doesn't fit and they don't quite know how to fix it, or they try drilling or something. But these little rat files are like, I don't know, they're about $7 here, and they're just perfect for opening that hole a little tiny bit. And you don't have to worry about moving it over, because the knob part, where did I put it? The knob part here will cover that little extra bit of a couple of centimeters. So there you go, that's it. It's going to be a beautiful dresser. And I did get a staging wall put up today. Look at that, it's beautiful. We had the kids come up for brunch today and they helped us put this together, so I'm super thankful that we got that done. So it's going to be awesome for taking nice staging pictures. So we'll have this staged and up on the post in a couple of days. So share these videos if you like to learn about painting, or you just like watching them, like I used to just watch them just for something to do. Then share them, like them, and watch us on YouTube, and make sure to subscribe. And on YouTube we will be putting all these into playlists, like I said, so that way it's just like cataloged for you, so you don't have to go looking forever for part 2 of this or part 3 of the hutch or something like that. So thanks for watching, guys. Keep watching, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye.